we have the ability to reconnect with that, which is a disconnection from ego. And when we allow ourselves to reconnect with that, it is like the power of the volcano. I don't know what that means, but it's like the power of the volcano. And then he's talking about tapping in with that, recognizing that within our own body there are like these ley lines, and the ley lines can be accessed through things like acupuncture, but also breathwork, and that the greatest line that connects us to all that is the great golden thread. And the great golden thread is the vagus nerve. And because of ego, the vagus nerve is overlooked in medicine because of its own unique power. And it runs like all, okay, I don't know why I'm getting all this.
Just
okay,
keep going.
All of it like runs through the whole body to the vagus nerve, that then adds, like, it's like a transmitter to the crystal. And it's like they're showing me a staff with like a purple crystal, which I think is the pineal gland. But it's like, if all of that is truly connected, it's like a scepter, or like a yeah, I'm going to use the word scepter, which then connects with all that is, which then is like that process of remembering, which is why Jesus kept telling people, like, I am you and you are me. Like, I live for you so that you may see the magic within you. And he showed me, he's like, okay, so he's saying, like, I hung out with the dudes, but I also hung out with the women, and the reason I hung out with the women was because they got it. And he's showing me, he's like, he brought this, he explained it to them, and they understood it because they felt like they understood being of the earth, because they lived the seasons every month. So they understood the seasons so deeply that they also understood that connection to the earth much more deeply. And therefore they too understood that power and could tap into that power and didn't fear it. And so that's why he treasured hanging out with them. But he also knew, like, it wasn't totally acceptable. And it was frustrating. But then he's laughing and he's like, you want to know where witches came from? he's so fucking funny. He's so funny. He's telling me, I had so many brothers all over the world. I learned from so many sisters in the process. He was like, there wasn't anything that special about me except that I was willing to fight for what I believed in. And he said the irony was that what he believed in was being a mirror to humanity, to try and show people who they were and what magic they held within themselves, and that they had to understand that there was just so much greater than them and they could be a part of that. But over and over and over and over, ego got in the way. And we live that right now too, except that more people are opening up. And that's the tricky piece right now, because more people are opening up and lots of people are finding, and he kind of laughs, he's like, lots of people are finding me, which is kind of fucked up, because they are opening up, and it's not a bad thing because we are still all one. But when the ego gets in the way, it becomes about the people and the things and the industry instead of the energy of love, which is why, oh, he's holding a giant heart. Oh my God. He's holding giant hearts over the Middle East, Northern Africa, North Korea, space in New Zealand, space in Australia, Northern Brazil, the US. And then he's saying the pulse of life is like an ice. I don't know what that means, but he's showing me all of these and he's like, it's all ego. It's all ego. And he said, but those are the small spaces comparatively to the rest of the world. And so the other parts of the world have to move into that love light because it heals. We are not vessels as single beings. Our consciousness is not within our body. Our consciousness is beyond. The more we tap in with the scepter and the crystal, the more we can see that our consciousness is beyond, and that consciousness is a consciousness of love and healing. And if we want to save the world and ourselves, we have to tap into that consciousness, because when we tap into that consciousness, we're going to be a lot more aware of the damage we do day to day to our environment and to others, which means that with that awareness, there will be a lot less hurt and a lot less pain. And it is possible. He's laughing at me. He's like, you're badass for doing this right now. And he said, right now, this idea of the space race is funny because what we're really racing for is consciousness. And it's kind of like the race right now is playing out between two very, very different energies. And he's laughing because he's like, isn't it hilarious that it's Taylor Swift and Elon Musk? One is reaching for a higher consciousness, and one is physically racing for space in ego. And the question becomes, who wins? And he said, look around, because there is much more space of love than there is ego. And the more we focus on the spaces of love, the more it grows. And it's as simple as seeing another human being for being another human being. Peace out, sister. Oh dear. Yeah, it's very, very, I'm gonna use the word humbling, I guess. It's humbling. I know who I was tapped into. Like, I know. Oh God, he's here. He's just laughing right now. He's like, yeah, it's called consciousness. Like, it's just, oh, he's just, I wish people knew how funny he was, or is, or I don't know. He's funny. And that's why people loved him. And that's why people felt him. And he's like, in your own way, you do that.